Alhamdulillah, thumma salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala ahlihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Fassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we're going to be discussing about cold calling and the mindset for cold calling. So, the last time we said that from the methods that you use to reach out to your prospective clients is to actually call them. So, but we also mentioned that this cold calling is something that is not easy. So we thought it's very necessary that we give you the proper mindset and the proper perspective towards looking into cold calling. So I'm going to be sharing this document with you. So this document is a document that was shared with us by one of our colleagues that were in the same mastermind. So he actually used cold calling to actually reach large numbers in dollars. So we thought and we found that those insights that he gave were very, very necessary, and they are things that would help us actually push through the journey because it's something that is not easy. So we thought it's wise for us to just share it with every one of us, and we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses it for us. So the first thing he started with is the mindset. So he said cold calling sucks. That is, cold calling is hard, it sucks, just as we said. It is generally called get rich the hard way. So this is what most people call it. Most of the online gurus that have made it with cold calling, they call it get rich the hard way. It is painful to do, and for some people, it absolutely drains your energy, but it gets you results fast. You can see it will give you fast results, and it makes you a millionaire in the shortest time possible. So it is hard, but it gives results. It gives very, very great results. It is highly rewarding, but it is also what very stressful and hard. So the reason you should do code calling is because it's a clear input to output ratio. And what that means is basically whatever you give in, you get results instantly. Do you understand? When you call a number of people, you get results immediately. It is different from maybe sending WhatsApp messages whereby you have to wait for them to read, wait for them to respond. For cold call, when you call them, you're already getting your responses instantly. So and it is easier to track. So you can easily track it, and it makes it easier to predict. So such that at a point you'll be able to predict that if I call 150 people, these are the amount of people that will actually show up, and these are the amount of people that will end up being close. And that way you'll be able to predictably bring in more people into your system. So the next thing is something to understand. So the first point that was mentioned here is that understand the goal at the start of the call is just to get them not to hang up on you. So understand the idea that the idea behind you calling is to first just make them not hang up on you. That's just the first goal. Don't let your goal be to book an appointment. When you call them, the first thing that should be on your mind is that just make sure that you're able to do it to make sure that they don't hang up with you. So do you understand? So with cold calls, this is a big win, and then it is called getting into conversation. So basically, what we're just trying to say is the idea is just to make sure that you get them to just feel okay with you, to get them to feel easy and casual with you, so that they can actually just get into the conversation. Do you understand? So obviously, the ideal outcome is for them to book the call, but that doesn't always happen. So the ideal thing and what we wish to achieve is for them to book the call, but that's not going to always be the case. So you should prepare your mind for that. So I mean, creating a warm lead. A warm lead is someone that feels okay with you off a cold call is something that is a huge win. So it's something that is not easy to achieve. It's a huge thing. So, but just first even starting with being able to engage with them. And that's why if you look at the way we've structured it such that you would have messaged them on WhatsApp before you calling them. So it makes them have some interaction, and there's a reason for you to actually even talk to them. And so when you talk to them, do you understand? It's not even like it's a totally cold call whereby they don't even know where you're coming from. They actually even know where you're coming from. So in your own case, it's going to even be a lot easier. So when you start talking to them, they're likely to even respond better. Now, he now went on to mention that depending on the niche you're calling, try to stand out from the normal telemarketer. This is very essential. Don't sound like a robot. Don't sound like someone that is talking off his script. You need to stand out. You need to be unique. Do you understand? And the best thing you can do is to make the prospect think, wow, this person is professional and not like the rest of those dumb ass cold calls I get. So it's like at the end of the call, let the person you spoke to feel like, wow, this person is so professional. I like this person. Wow, this person is so different from all those other people that just call. Imagine the way OPA calls you, the way all those when they just call you, you don't even wait for them to finish what they are saying. You just cut the call because realistically, you already know this is more like a robot talking to me. Do you understand? So look authentic, look original, look real, be human. You're talking to a fellow human being. Be human. Do you understand? So the worst thing you can do is sound like you are a drone reading off a script. So the worst thing you can do is sound like you're a robot reading from the script. So we've emphasized this in the last video. So don't make it seem like you are reading something. No, be normal. Do you understand? You will get hung up on every single time. If you do this, people will hang up on you. Do you understand? And if they don't hang up on you, they will lose interest. Do you understand? It just makes them feel that this person is not original, this person is not authentic, and naturally they will just be put off. So what you want to do is you want to present yourself like a human. You want to talk like a human, like a normal person. Do you understand? Not like someone that is reading off a script. The idea of the script is just for you to have guided points to discuss. That's all. Do you understand? So thereafter, he said most important mindset. He said I have made majority of my closes off calling back between 5 to 11 times. The majority of all sales are made in the follow up process. If they haven't shown interest, you keep calling until they are not interested. Get used to rejection, embrace it, love it. So here is talking about the importance of following up. So you should follow up on your clients. If, for example, you call them and they don't show up for your demo call, do you understand? You should follow up. Don't just say that you didn't show up and you leave them. No, you should follow up on them. You should call them again, call them again, call them again until they say, oh, Mr. Man, I'm not interested. Or they tell you, hey, please don't call me anymore. And then you leave them. But in as much as they don't say, don't call me anymore, do you understand? And they show that they are still interested, keep on calling them. Do you understand? So, and get used to rejection. It is a part of the game. People will tell you a lot of no's. It's part of what is involved. Get used to it. Prepare yourself for it. In fact, embrace it and love it. Embrace the no's and love the no's. Do you understand? Because it's part of the game. Now, we are selling to them the ability for them to acquire more paying customers through building a Google presence and getting them more five-star reviews and having high quality functional websites. So this is what we are selling to them. This will lead to more business for them. You can use the example of somebody who shops online. Everyone looks at reviews and chooses the service that has the best combination of reviews and price. Reviews build trust. People buy services they trust. So what it's just trying to say is to emphasize the importance of what it is we are doing. So the only reason people buy in the first place is because they trust your brand. And from the ways you can build trust in the hearts of people is having a lot of reviews and also having a functional website. We've explained all of this in the last video. So this is what we are trying to pitch to them. And you can give them example of when they shop online, maybe on Jumia, for example. So when they shop on Jumia, who do they buy from the most? It's those that have positive reviews the most. And they go and check the comments under those reviews that, okay, what is it they are saying? So it is the same thing when people now want to work with you or they're looking to work with your service, especially when it has to do with a lot of money. They want to be sure that they're actually working with the right person. So this is what we are actually selling to them. So we are actually trying to help them. So you should see it that way. So you are not a bad person. You are not doing anything bad. You're actually, in fact, doing a lot of good for them. Do you understand? So he now went ahead to tell us that what remember, you are selling the outcome the service provides, not the service itself. So we mentioned this too, that we are selling the result. The outcome, the result is what we are selling. The result of us providing that service. It is not that service we are selling to them. We are not selling them websites. We are not selling to them Google My Business. What we are selling to them is what? Trust. The outcome of Google My Business, which is trust. The outcome of a functional website, which is trust, that leads to what? Sales. This is what we are selling. And that's what they care about. They only care. Sorry about that. They only care about what you can do for them and how it benefits their unique business. That's what they are concerned about. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about the Google My Business or anything. What they care about is this thing you are telling me. Does it benefit me? Does it benefit my business? And once you're able to actually I'll make that clear to them that this thing I'm going to do for you is actually going to benefit you, it's going to benefit your business, you're going to live a better life, you're going to be richer. Do you understand? They would have every reason to want to buy into what you have to offer. So he said, I don't believe in reading off scripts. I want you to do 30 to 50 phone calls without the goal of even setting a single appointment. Just get comfortable. So he said that this, and just as we said, the script is not the most important thing. The most important thing is actually being able to get those points that you are trying to drive them to. So you can see him saying it here. He said, in fact, just do 30 to 50 calls. Those first 30 to 50 calls is not for any other thing, just for you to just feel normal about calling people, because it's something you've not done before. Just for you to feel comfortable calling. So do you get the idea? So you can also do that just for you to get used to the system of just calling people. So if you understand the product and you understand the outcome the product brings the customer, then you will develop your own script. Stop focusing on perfect scripts and focus on what feels natural to you. See what people respond to. Remember, we only want them to be interested enough to, number one, not hang up on us, and two, to book meeting. So he has said a lot here. So he said what the goal is for us to understand our product, and that's the essence of the script. For us to understand our product, and for us to even, if possible, develop our script based on that. You know, so stop focusing on having a perfect script. Stop focusing on making sure that you read every line of the script or every line of the word. That's not the goal. The goal is for you to sound as natural and as real and as original as possible. So that's your goal. So the essence of the script, I've said it many times, is for you to just have something like having points that reminds you of these are the things I want to discuss. That's the essence. Do you understand? And our goal is for them not to hang up on us when we call them first, and then when they are not able to hang up on us, they are also able to book an appointment with us that would further build their business or take their business forward. Thereafter, I said, note, you will literally never talk to these people again in your life. Understand you could pick up the phone and say whatever you want. Embarrass yourself to the maximum. Stutter over every word. It literally doesn't matter. There is no downside to cold calling. You can only get better. You cannot lose. So here he's trying to let us understand that these people, they are people you will never ever talk to again in your life. These are people that you might never ever even see again in your life. So there's nothing wrong in making any mistakes. There's nothing wrong in if you embarrass yourself. In fact, prepare to embarrass yourself to the max. There's nothing wrong if you are stammering over your words. There's nothing wrong if you don't have the perfect words to say. Just be fine with it. It's normal. You won't talk to them again. So what? Do you understand? Just prepare yourself for it. Do you understand? And there's no downside to it. The moment you start doing it, you just keep getting better. And the beautiful side of it is it comes with a lot of reward. So what's stopping you? Just have fun with it and get started with it. So the next one is don't take it personally. So cold calling can be rough sometimes. It's just no after no after no. So you need to learn not to take it personally because it can get to you sometimes. So he said sometimes when you cold call, most of the people would be giving you negative responses. So it's going to be no after no after no after no. So prepare your mind for it and get used to it. Do you understand? And don't let it get to you personally. The thing is, in business, people can be very direct if they are not interested in whatever you have to offer. And you must understand that it has nothing to do with you personally. He's now trying to buttress the point. He's saying that in business, because these people you are talking to are business people and they are logical people, they are likely to just tell you no when they are not interested in your offer. So it's what it has to do is more of them. It doesn't really have to do with you because the choice is theirs to make. So it's not your fault and it doesn't have to do with you. So rather, what it has to do is what it is you are offering them. Do you understand? And even if you get rejections from them as a result of this, it's going to turn into feedback and it's going to give you a way to improve on what you're doing. So it's not a bad thing. Also, it has to do with their past experiences. Maybe they've had bad experiences in the past, so they can actually be harsh with you because of that. Another thing it has to do with is their beliefs. So they might have belief systems that might make them to respond negatively, which is not your fault. It also has to do with the fact that maybe they've been having a bad day. Yes, they might have issues that they are working on, and as a result of that, they'll just turn down what you have to say. But all of this does not have anything to do with you. So don't bother yourself. Do you understand? So there's no reason for you to be discouraged because someone says no, or someone abuses you, or someone says something that you don't like. You don't need to bother yourself. It's not your fault. It's their fault. So and since it's their fault, there's nothing you can do about it. So just move on. You are the one that knows what you're looking for, and you move towards your goal for every call you make. Now, don't get overexcited because you start receiving a lot of results very soon. Because by the time you start doing it, you start getting used to it and you start seeing results. Now, no matter what, you shouldn't stop cold calling once you start having a better way of booking appointments. So you might start seeing results, or you might even have better ways of booking appointments. Do you understand? Getting clients. Do you understand? Making money does not mean that it's okay for you to stop cold calling. So what we're just trying to say is that stop. So what we're just trying to say, in essence, is the fact that you're making money doesn't mean you should stop cold calling. We mentioned this too in the last video we made. So the fact that you're making money already doesn't mean you should stop cold calling, because stopping cold calling means you're just truncating your success. This is the source with which you are making money. So you should continue to do it and you're going to keep on learning. So in business, you must make purely logical decisions. So as a business person, you must make purely logical decisions. Feelings don't count much when it comes to choosing what works and what doesn't. So as a business person, what you're interested in is the facts and data. Forget about feelings and emotion. What is the fact saying? And that is where you should put your energy to. So he mentioned that this is the mistake I made. I was unable to bring myself to keep on doing the cold callings after I stopped, even though I know for a fact that if I kept doing them, I would have probably made a lot of more money by now. The only reason I was able to keep going without cold calls is because I had another way of booking meetings. So he is saying it himself that when he stopped, it was hard for him to continue. So for no reason should you stop. Make sure you always continue doing it, and that way you are going to ensure that you make the very best out of your business. So you just shouldn't want to leave it. And either he left it, the only reason he was able to leave it was because he had something else that could bring in more book appointments. If not, he would not have been able to leave it. So he's just advising every one of us to ensure that we keep doing it because it's from the ways that we can actually get great results. So he went ahead to say, just start. The only way to be able to make a lot of cold calls every day is just to start. So that's the very first thing. Just start. Just get started. Do you understand? Think about it as a wall you have to get through. The first wall will be the first dial you have to make. It's going to be the first dial you have to make, and after that, it gets easier to make another dial, and so on. So he's saying that you should just imagine that it's like a wall you have to pull through, and all you just need to do is what? Keep on just call the person. Just call, and just after that you call the next person. After that you call the next person, and so on and so on. You just say that, oh, I'm already doing it. And if you're having a hard time, just tell yourself just one more. Just keep telling yourself, I just need to make one more call. Just one more. And keep on doing just one more until you hit your daily goal. So you should have a goal. We're going to be setting the goals for this challenge for you, inshallah. So, but basically, it's just like, just keep going forward. Keep moving forward. Just one more, just one more, just one more, just one more until you get to the desired destination. So the method. So he said cold calling needs to be very upfront and honest. That you must be honest and upfront. You can see we have mentioned this, that you must be as honest as possible. You must care for their business as much as possible. Do you understand? To be able to win their heart. You are interrupting someone's day, and people are busy. You can't expect them to give a complete stranger a bunch of their time just because you called. So you need to understand it from the other person's perspective too. These people are in the middle of something and you called them. So you don't expect them to actually just leave all of their day to you just because you called. So you must understand that, okay, from their own side of things too, they have things to do. Do you understand? And that's why your job is to get in, tell them how you can help them, and get out with a time for a longer intro call. So that's why we are not starting off with actually telling them we want to do demo call. Rather, what we are going to do is we'll call them, and within the shortest time possible, without wasting their time, we'll let them know what we have to offer, and we'll now tell them that you want to book an intro call with them, which is like the demo call that we went through in the last video. So this is the reason why we chose that method. If someone isn't interested in what you offer, that's fine. Someone else probably would be as long as it's something completely new that's never been used before. So the idea is that if you call someone and the person is not interested, don't bother yourself now. Another person will be interested now. If you call one plumber and he says he's not interested, no problem. His competition will be interested. Do you understand? So you shouldn't bother yourself about that. Other people that care about their business and their business growth will be interested, and you would come to save their business, and you'll be their savior, and they'll be happy to have you in. So the script, we've already mentioned the script before, so we just want to mention it lightly here. So the script structure is extremely short and to the point. No fancy tactics or anything like that. It looks like this. So the idea behind the script is just you cold call them, you make an offer, you make the offer, and after that you ask them if they'll be available tomorrow, and you book them in. That's all. So that is not complicated at all. And if you look at what the script we did too, is similar to that. So he has his own script, but I just replaced it with our own here. Do you understand? So that it would be in line. So you can see that hello sir Omar. Do you understand? You have your offer. You just introduce yourself, and immediately after that, you tell them your offer. You can see. After that, what do? You ask a few questions, and from those few questions, you book. The next thing is we book an appointment. So that's basically it, and that's the idea too. So the execution. The thing with cold calling is that everyone tells you to be super enthusiastic and have high energy and the likes. But the truth is, people don't like that. Being overly enthusiastic simply tells them right off the bat, I'm trying to sell you something. So the first thing that is saying basically is if your voice or tone is too high, people would sense it that what's wrong with this person? And people can easily sense that it's like you have something you want to sell to me. Rather, what you should do is this. Instead, what you want to do is match the prospect's energy. You need to observe their tone of speech and their energy. If they're high toned, then you match yourself. If they are high energy, you should have high energy. So if they have an high energy and they're speaking loud and they are excited, then you too should be excited. If they have a slow and if they talk slowly and seem aloof, that's how you should act as well. So, and if you see them talking slowly and they just feel calm and all of that, you to be calm and just synergize with them. So doing this is going to help you build rapport with the prospects. So this is going to help you build rapport with them, and that way you'll be able to close more deals. So what are the KPIs? The key performance index. So the things to watch out for, basically. So this is its own. We're going to actually mention our own, but it's just good you have an understanding of what people are doing. So you know that, okay, when we say you should do this, it's not that we are saying you should do what no one has done before. People are actually even doing it and even doing far more than that. So here he said hours per day, 5 hours. That's the amount of hours you should dedicate to code calling every day is 5 hours, with a goal of achieving 150 calls. Now, in 5 days, 5 hours in 5 days is going to give you a total of 25 hours every week. And the amount of calls you would have made every week is approximately 750 calls and 3,000 calls every month. So, and that's it. So, the expectations you should have from all of these efforts is this: that you should have 1 to 2 booked appointments every day. That's after calling approximately 150 people, you should expect 1 to 2 booked appointments and 5 to 10 booked appointments per week, with 3 to 4 of these appointments showing up. So this is a very, very steep one. Do you understand? But it just comes to let you understand what people are doing and what people are expecting. They are not over optimistic about it. And the reality is that from what we have done locally here, we are getting far better results than this. So you have an opportunity to actually get far greater results too. Do you understand? So here he said you don't have to hit these 3,000 calls a month if you hit these KPIs. That's what he's saying, is that if you hit these goals of 1 to 2 appointments per day and 5 to 10 appointments per week and 3 to 5 of the appointments showing up to the call and you're able to close them, then you don't need to bother yourself actually hitting the 3,000, even if maybe you are doing lesser than that. Do you understand? In as much as you are following up correctly and you are doing the needful. So we need to understand that doing correct follow up will take away from your cold calling output. So, and he said that follow up is going to actually take away from your cold calling output. It's going to affect your cold calling. So, because when you start following up, it starts getting more and more and more and more. You have to reach out to more and more and more people and to be more demanding. So, the only thing that matters is getting your prospects to show up to the appointments. And the idea is just to make sure that they show up. So, what is just basically trying to say is that, when you start calling people, now, when you start trying to attain that 3,000 per month, you will start having a lot of people that you have to follow up on. So, depending on how well your system is set up and how well you actually do your follow-ups, is going to also affect the kind of output you'll be getting. So, and we've already said it, that the power is in the follow-ups. You must follow up with people. Even when we start doing the e-commerce and we explain everything, the power is also in the follow-ups. You must always follow up with them. So following up with people is very, very key and is very, very powerful. So this is all that we have to share with us with respect to the mindset we should have and what we should put in place with respect to our outlook to cold calling. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses our affairs and He makes it better understood and said, and He forgives us our shortcomings. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.